good.
Money.
Yeah.
All right, so College Beats, podcast number 4. Sitting here with Li and Young Official from YNO.
Yeet.
Recently did a project together. Good opportunity to just kind of hear a little bit about their background, their relationship, etc. Want to give me a little bit of a introduction for you guys?
Oh, yeah,
Word.
always. Go ahead, brother, man.
Well, I'm Phonz, a.k.a. Phonz.
It's the boy F.A.M.E., you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I don't even think we've met since today, right? So you guys have a pretty big team behind you, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
it's been a lot of no to answer the question, but to embark on what he said. It's fluctuated through the years. We've gone through phases. Working on almost 10 years.
Okay.
In 2019, it'll be 10 years.
2019 will be a decade in.
So, of course, we done, had gained a hell of a team and lost some members, but, went on a hiatus, went on a, but it's just us, man. We just gonna keep it at that until somebody step up. And,
So what was that project? Because I know, originally you guys did a lot of private events and stuff, like in Clifton.
Yeah.
The Treehouse series, right?
Yeah.
So because that's the first thing I like to do is kind of hear the background of how you got to this point. Because that's what's more important to me, right? This isn't just a hip hop exclusive podcast. I want the artists to not only be able to talk about themselves, their music, but also be able to talk about themselves out of the context of the music business. So, what was that journey there?
Treehouse parties?
Well, I'll tell you this. Okay. We all know about gentrification. We're products of that. We're from the inner city, both of us. But long story short, we ended up going to schools out in the
Sycamore,
suburban
right?
area.
Yeah.
I went to Sycamore High. We both went to Sycamore High School. And pretty much, our approach to the whole industry locally had to be unique out the jump, and that's why it's even taken this long to really come into fruition. We knew that we had a special crowd, a different crowd, a really diverse crowd. Our music is really diverse, and so we were out of the loop being out the way, you know what I mean? We're not getting called to do shows at celebrities and all of the popping stuff in the inner city at first. So our mindset with stepping into the industry was to be the guys who threw parties, be the guys who had the connections to all the parties. So therefore, we kind of, we were promoters, official promoters. We worked with 4 promotional companies. We were subcontracted as, the Treehouse, and YNO that was the music side, the artists, us as artists, So that was separate. As YNO could be performing live, but Treehouse could have, been an overhead on the
Two
event.
separate brands, then, would you say?
Well, it's Treehouse is the sub brand, and that hasn't
our Taylor game.
Yeah, and we're not all the way done with that. You guys haven't seen too much about the Treehouse,
and that's one of the big reasons why I had you guys in, because I think one of the pieces that we're missing working with different bars and things are that core of promoters.
Yeah.
And whether or not you guys want to do it yourself, but I'm pretty sure you have a lot of experience to speak from. So obviously you worked with different companies and now you're trying to do it yourself.
Right.
So now that, you guys are trying to come out, on your own and create, the pressure, tell us a little bit about that.
And you know what? The thing about it is that pressure and the Treehouse parties, the ones that we got really big off of in Clifton, they stem from the same situation. Those parties were actually parties thrown for rent money. Somehow 4 people in a household that all lived there lost their jobs in 2 weeks.
Mind your word, everybody's between the age of 18 and 21 at the time.
You feel me? So we bro, what do we do? We gotta pay rent. What do we do? So let's throw a party, and that's the pressure. That's the pressure. But you find a way through the pressure, and so that pressure was really brought to us, like, you know, kind of became a priority because we had just put out Good Company. T-Wiz had retired. Q-Eazy had went over to BTS. And JB was actually still in Chicago at the time. So really, it was just me and Phonz. It was just us representing YNO.
It's kind of like what you call, like we were in limbo.
Yeah,
like, you know,
no
what's
team,
the next move?
It was nothing. I'm telling you right now, we was linking up at the studio with these beats on this album. And we was just freestyling. Like, we would just put the beat on, drink a couple beers, smoke a couple blunts, and we would just literally vibe out and freestyle. Like, 85% of this album was freestyle. And it's not like, oh, we need more extra credit for that. It's just like, this is a vibe. Like,
it's a vibe.
And it came from being under extreme pressure. And that's why we call it that pressure. And like, look, people look at the cover and they're like, I don't understand with the correlation. I see the diamond in there with the correlation, but this is a picture frame that we sitting on.
Sure.
We sitting on the picture, and that's the picture, the goal, all the goals that come with pressure. Your end picture, your end goal, the picture where you want to be, being on the beach, that's where you want to retire at. A lot of pressure comes with that.
Know that
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, like, and piggybacking off what he's saying, know that, like, you know, when I say that, like, you know, our music is special, our artistry is special as us being rappers per se, you know, there's always double, triple entendres. It's and really, like, we during that turmoil, during that limbo period, it was, you know, really we had to readdress if we were going to do this, step back into it, and really, you know, as adults, as grown ass men, go into this as a business, knowing that it's business primarily. We got to really, like, revisit our sound. You know what I mean? What sets us apart? What's relatable? What's personable with people?
Yeah.
You know, we got to think about, you know, demographics.
And to kind of, you know, bring us up to the present, you know, where kind of LI comes into this. What does, you know, that pressure mean to you? You know, as far as being on their album or, you know, just helping them out in general.
And LI has he has a good perspective. So yeah, I'm ready to hear this too, brother.
What is that pressure? What is that pressure?
Yeah,
mean
no,
to
he's
you?
not a part of it.
To be honest with you, the album was in secret when I heard about it. I was like, man, they got a whole project about to drop. I damn near didn't know, and I was working with F.A.M.E for a whole project for a year.
Yeah.
Like, so that just goes to show you how important that project was to them, and the circle they kept, the people they worked with. That's one thing I do enjoy about the record. It wasn't like records I was already heard about, vocals, hooks, ideas. This shit just really came like when I heard the project, like everybody else.
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Facts.
So that's one of the things I enjoyed about it is that because. Not a lot of people do that anymore. They put the whole damn next mixtape out 2 weeks before it's supposed to drop. So that was one thing. Second, the comfortability of it. You know, when you listen to somebody's project, you want to listen to somebody with some flavor, some respect, some understanding, some
seasoning.
culture. You know, and especially for me being an artist as well, I don't listen to just regular niggas.
Yeah, you got a different ear when you listen.
I want to hear where the balance comes in, and I think the people that you chose to not only work with the project. But the people you work to have the project mixed, production-wise, it all came together as a flavoring, like a flame.
I got a question for you. So do you think, because Good Company was the beginning of 2017, we released at the beginning of 2017, and it took us a year to come out with that pressure. And like you said, like F.A.M.E said, it all started with us just, you know, making a decision like, no, we're about to get back on the schedule as far as being in the studio, doing some work. We got all these beats in the archive that we done bought over the last year or so. And it was a you know, a spontaneous decision, but we were so excited like any other artist, you know, which is another lesson that artists have to learn. You can't just reveal everything, and you got to keep the mystique.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, so, but we're still learning that lesson that we instantly start talking about that pressure. Once we knew, me and him gave that one look and we had that mutual, you know, ding, 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 you know, it was like, you know, we couldn't stop talking about it. So it's been talked about for a year also.
Facts.
Do you think it was an effective way of promoting a project, or do you think maybe we
in the way that y'all did
the
it
quiet?
yourselves?
But I'm also saying like we've talked about that pressure
the
for a
thing,
year.
no, nobody-
we backed
nobody
up from
paid
it
attention.
once we were
I
actually
think it
ready.
day after-
collectively shows
Listen
now.
to
you know, what
the
you're
day
saying.
before the album came out on March 11th, right? I got a Facebook memory from March 10th, and I had shared the album cover. No, I shared a piece of artwork somebody did for it, but it said that pressure, okay? And it got like 7 likes. You feel me? It just kind of got brushed by, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's because like we came with a name, we had a title and everything, we had no music to go with it, we had no video, so it really like so many people pump fake. Can we cuss?
Yeah.
So many motherfuckers pump fake.
Bitches.
You know what I'm
Good to
saying?
know.
Like,
That's good to know. Last couple interviews we did was like you guys
Really
can't
good
cut.
cuts.
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
but motherfuckers pump fake and they'll put out album work or they'll put out
You
some,
can cuss out this bitch.
and they be like, you know what I'm saying, this on the way or this come, we got an album, this album coming, and then it don't never happen, or like it's
Did
just
everybody share the
underwhelming.
live too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, but to get a spit of what I want to say about what you just was saying, I don't think people was expecting what they were about to hear. That's for sure. Because,
musically, sonically, yeah.
definitely. I mean,
And I think
gotta remember
something.
what-
I think something else that I wanted to say too, to kind of to hone in on it, and something that Cincinnati seems to forget is the scheduling aspect. And that's why I want to give big shout out to Donuts and Alcohol and DBLCIN with what they do, with Donuts and Alcohol, because I know one of their big staples is, they'll record a full season and then schedule it out.
Yeah,
right?
that's a different approach.
So it's like I think that is something in the city that needs to change, because I'll work with artists, they'll get all excited about, my vision and what I'm trying to bring to the table.
Right.
And then they'll kind of get, confused with the game plan. Because this isn't a game plan for 2 weeks. This is a game plan for the next 10 years.
I'm wondering if because I was thinking that same exact thing because I watched season 1 because out of nowhere the footage was available for season 1.
Yeah.
And so I got to binge watch it. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if it'll all be available or are they gonna schedule release it all?
I honestly think, and it's funny that you say that because
I love it too. I'm a
the
fan.
Donut situation is pretty dope as well. But like how y'all is,
We're on season 2, so you guys can stay
if you
tuned.
can, and I'm on season 3. But like if they do it like that,
They start shooting season 3?
No,
they're about to be shooting.
That would have surprised. They're on it.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
one thing.
Shouts out to Aaron. Shouts out to Stevie.
Well, I was about to say, it just takes time to really put out a certain product. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it comes down to the difference between, managing people from an artist perspective or from a business perspective.
Yeah.
And, there are no emotions in business. So, yeah, we've got some great footage, but, for you to just put out immediately, it's not going to take the same effect.
Yeah, but back to y'all.
Very true though. No, hold on though, because I was like, we just did a show. We had the listening party and stuff. It's like so many people, so many like media outlets and cameras and stuff. I'm like, where are these pictures? I'm seeing no pictures of me. I'm like, somebody's probably holding on to those gems. You're right. Timing is everything. That you can hold on to it, and it'll be a sense of nostalgia. Whenever it drops.
Nah, and back to what I was saying about the project. I mean, y'all guys know how important Good Company was to not only y'all but the city.
Right.
Y'all put the city on your back on that one. And the reason why it was so important was because not only was it just y'all two, but it was the team.
Yeah.
Wiz, JB. Y'all
Yeah, and that's what I
That
wanted
was
to
like
get
the
core of,
last. That was the.
And that may be a
demise.
sticky subject, though.
The demise
Is that a
of our.
sticky subject, the team side of the crew?
The height of the
because
group
that's
at
what
the
I
time.
brought up, and you guys are like, oh no, we don't have no crew.
I'm
You know?
somebody.
He's really
Like,
emotional about
I'm
it. He's
giving
a
the 4-1.
Gemini.
Hey,
No,
this
I'm
is.
not.
Hey,
That's why I
let's
get weak every time
let's get
because
controversial.
This
Let's get controversial.
is how I
You know
am
what
though.
I'm saying?
This is how I am though. Everybody that knows me and Phonz, if you've known me and Phonz, as we've been brothers and friends,
Which I don't.
But if you have,
Yeah.
you know that this is what we do. This is what we've always done since we was 15 years old in high school. We've made music together. We've tried. We've sold CDs in high school to all our friends and everybody there.
Yeah, this ain't
We
our
went to
first
Kinko's
rodeo.
and made copies of our own stuff. We rode bikes down there. We've been doing this. So if you come into our circle and you tell me that you grinded for this and you want to go get it, and then you turn your back because shit got slow, or you turn your back because we got in one argument, or you want to jump ship because of that. I'm
that's
not
emotions.
nice.
It sounds like a bunch
I'm
of
the one that's
emotions.
always like, fuck
right?
them.
Yeah, okay, because that's the perspective.
There must be something in the water.
Okay, now let me give my perspective. Because it's important, because I feel just like that. I feel like that immediately, but like I'm the opposite. I'm a Libra. Like I have a screen to where it'd be like, okay, well, I can't show this emotion, and I gotta like not even think about this, so I can move this type of way, and da 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 da. So like I don't really. I kind of foresaw all of that happen. I knew it was gonna be people that come in. I know it's gonna be people that leave. I know it's gonna be some turmoil. You can't get around turmoil.
But it's still family though.
It's family, and also I got those same emotions. So it's like I feel that way because obviously those are people. These are people that it became family. Whether it was already family, and there was everything was we was all on one accord to whether you became family, like
and we can pull back a little bit, and I can ask that, was having that type of living situation pushing you into the music business, or when would you say that you started taking music seriously?
No,
was it that event, or was it the catalyst?
No. That was all after we made the decision. The decision musically, like as far as this was the field that we were committed
when did you guys start taking music seriously?
18. Like, well, 15, no, it was 15.
15.
We recorded that. We recorded an album as freshmen in high school. We recorded the album. Our mom gave us money. We did whatever we had to do to get money.
Where did you guys
We recorded at the studio that Zarnock recorded at. That was the first studio we ever recorded at. And then we went down and recorded the second half of the album down at this place called Lighthouse.
What was the name of the album?
This is all
Cincinnati's finest. Cincinnati CFC was the crew.
We had a crew.
And it was the same mode. We had a crew.
We had a crew. We
was the head.
We had a squad, and like we ran it. You know what I'm saying? It was a 3-letter gang. You know what I'm saying? But like the depth of that at 15 though, I'm telling you, like the way I met Phonz, like this is my adopted brother. You feel me? But that's through the stripes of life. But when we met, I had just moved back to Ohio, and I was going to school. And my first day of school, they asking me like, so what you do? And I had just started rapping in Georgia, and I had just started playing basketball in Georgia. So I'm like, I play ball and I rap. I was like, anybody here make music? They was like, yeah, you should go holler at Joe. On my life, the end of the day,
and I am Joe,
and he's Joe. The end of the day,
they be sleeping on Joe.
The girl that I was shadowing, she knew where his locker was and told me where his locker was. I went to his locker. He happened to be there, and I was like, hey, what's up, bro? My name Tyler. I just moved back up here, man. I do music. Everybody said you do music. We should make a song. He was like, hell yeah, we should do that, bro. I took his number down to my little bum ass cell phone I had 2005.
Sure.
You feel
brick.
Me? That weekend, our mothers took us to the studio where Zarnock and them recorded, and we recorded our first song. Took it to school the following Monday with the speakers and went into the gymnasium and played that shit out loud for everybody.
We at our school, like a lot of the
Sycamore?
kids. Yeah, we play basketball.
Wow.
Yeah, Sycamore. That's why the people don't understand
Trevor,
the impact and the bold, the strength of this shit.
One of College Beats' owners actually went to Sycamore himself. Trevor.
Yeah.
2012.
2012.
You know Joquan and Joves? Yeah, they're my baby brothers.
So you know JB and them.
JB, yeah, that's
yeah. Uli and shit.
So you mentioned
Willie and Chris,
gang, little bros, all the little bros.
So you mentioned Georgia. So like, where are you from?
I'm from Cincinnati. I spent a lot of my childhood in Madisonville. I played for the Madisonville Tigers. I went to Trinity Baptist Church. You know what I'm saying. I lived in Bond Hill when I was younger. We stayed in Montgomery, Sharonville. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm from Ohio, bro. I'm from Cincinnati though. Like, I'm from everywhere. In Cincinnati, like you can name an area I've lived there probably at some point. You feel me? But I moved to Georgia.
But yeah, we did that at Sycamore. Yeah. And like, you know what I mean? Like, and like I've been like, I'm not a political activist or nothing like that at all, and I don't even do conscious music no more. But I always mention gentrification. I'll be saying that we're products of gentrification because we are. 20 years ago is when this process started. Is when they started offering, subsidizing homes out in the suburbs of the city. Lebanon, Lakota schools. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it. Like, around the time where, you know, we're the minority, where I'm probably the only black person in my class, or, you know what I mean?
Close
like,
to it.
Yeah, or close to it, like, all the way through high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, like, you know, doing it out there, it kind of gave us the edge to, it gave us the ability to feel how it was to have people watching you, like, kind of have, I don't like to call people our fans, because most of the time if you rock with our music, you can pull up and smoke with us, kick it with us, laugh with us. We don't really do all that, like, over the top shit. But, like, in high school, we also danced in the pep rallies.
It was everything about the performing arts for me.
In front of 2,000 kids at pep rallies, like 2,000 kids, we dancing. So like we not stage fright. We don't have no stage fright. So they all look at us like, you know, we the superstars of the school already. So that gave us kind of the feel to move.
Yeah, like, so when I say we're like the products of gentrification, or like, you know, we were the only black kids in our class, I'm not saying that as like a super negative or super like sad sob story. I'm saying that as like
gentrification just has a negative connotation to it. Yeah,
I mean, but I don't know why. Like, that's a whole other conversation. But
I know why. You know why too. But yeah, I know.
Yeah, but like, yeah, like. It was like a great thing. We're trying to let people know it was a great thing, and like, you know, it just hits home for us because, you know, I'm from the inner city, my family from the inner city. You know, I'm from what they talk about. I am Cincinnati, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just crazy to think that the people that are my parents' age, you know, are like, you know, they're like in the 40, you know, approaching 40 and stuff like that. They were just so blind to everything that we had to bring to the table. They were just so, you know, everything we had to bring to the table was so left field. But it's like, you know, fast forward to like present day, you know, like their kids are going to those schools, or, you know, like now they're understanding. Now it's more obvious. Now it's more like, now everybody wants to talk about gentrification. But you weren't thinking about when the process started. You know, that whole process takes 10, 20, 30 years. So it's like, you know, we those kids that was growing up and that was living through it, and it wasn't all the way negative. Like, we know, like, I was the go-to guy. I did all the pep rallies at the school. I did, you know, dance and theater. I got pulled for, I like skipped out on basketball for a season. Well, the beginning half of the season, because they like made a huge deal about me being like choreographing for like a musical. I did like Footloose. I choreographed for Footloose. They wanted like a hip hop edge or whatever.
Nice.
So like, you know,
and to bring, you know, Li back, you know, get us back to the present again too. Like, talking about this album, talking about Li's album a little bit too. Li will have his own podcast here soon in the next couple of weeks, but just to kind of let Li speak on.
I can't forget Thursdays.
Did you have anything on your mind?
No, man. I mean, the project itself was such a phenomenal project. I think everybody should know that off the rip. I think a lot of people don't guess that you guys can do what y'all been doing the last 8, 10 years. Yeah. You know, I like I said, I watched y'all with white shirts tearing up buildings.
We always been different, man.
You know,
Even, you know, like,
you know, bring that out. A lot of people too. And I think the culture that you presume to have, like I'm talking about when you walk in the building, people see it.
And feel it. I'm hoping they feel it.
They enjoy the experience, especially if people don't know you. Yeah. They find out what you guys are capable of in and out with just music.
Yeah.
And then like to see it grow into these projects that y'all made since Good Company, and even the songs that y'all did before then, and now this is just kind of like, duh, we've been with it. We've been in that pressure. So
appreciate that, brother.
I just appreciate watching the growth. You know, that's why even the album I made was the way it was, because it's all about growing.
Right now, I love the word growth, because I think that this is the most fluid project that we put together, and I think that it does show a lot of growth, sonically, musically.
Growth in the beginning stages of their career, like literally everybody. You out?
Yeah.
Okay then. All right, Ella.
Yeah, easy, brother. Now, that pressure, and don't forget the tour.
Appreciate y'all.
So, Li had a little bit of an opportunity to talk about beats, talk about you guys and your relationship. Now, another reason why, and it really has to do with That Pressure, is That Pressure Fest coming up the weekend of 420 next month. So let us know.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, That Pressure Fest. Listen, man, we bringing a fest to Cincinnati, and we doing it the way that you would have if you would have paid $250 to go to South by Southwest and go to 2 exclusive shows and watch 15 artists open up and do a whole bunch of rapping because they got clout. We got rappers here that got clout. We got rappers here that got bars, dope music, and so
come join the festivities.
420. We are at Yesterday's Saloon in Mount Adams. We got Yana Eli and JB Lamage headlining. D.A. Oski Isaiah, Princess Tiana, and Luna Bruiser performing. Hosted by Donuts and Alcohol. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. We got DJ Hope. It's gonna be.
We also got vendors such as Die Dreaming. We got Double Sin in the building, Donuts and Alcohol. So we're just gonna make it like a big team effort for the city.
Zeta's gonna be coming through for a merch table.
Word.
Also,
I don't know if you guys College Beats. We're gonna work on you guys getting in.
The jacket. Oh, got me jacket.
Yeah.
And then following up on that Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m., we at Privilege for a day party. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so dope. We got Sauce Campaign coming to do their dance. I don't know if y'all know who Sauce Campaign is.
You got to check them out if you don't.
They dance. They doing all the new dance moves. They stop anywhere.
They're going to go viral one day.
They go anywhere and dance. Take a
I've seen them on Facebook.
Yeah, they like going like the mall and like public places.
We should get behind that.
Because they're trying to break through like that because they'll go to like public places like the mall. They wear like
has some College Beats swag. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, like they
move to the beat.
Yeah.
And they're young. They're around that age too, so they fit the demographic.
So what kind of you mentioned that Donuts and Alcohol, big shout out to them, is help hosting your event.
Yeah.
What type of relationship do you guys have with them?
Well, like we've been talking about and we've been encouraging. Like we had it all started. They invited us to have an interview with them. We're a part of season 2 on Donuts and Alcohol. But it's more so about a unity movement, like just our whole approach of like putting events together. And, even just with us getting booked for certain events, like we just want to create an ambiance in the city of just like a unity and everybody like, between the artists and between, the clothing brands, the, magazine, media, whatever, you know what I mean? Like we all are in the same industry, so we have to create it. We have to make it cool. We have to create the cool.
Yeah. Facts. I mean, this how I see it, man. We sat down with them and had an interview, and all we noticed was like minds. And when we get around like minds, conversations start. And when conversations start, this is the thing. I said, hey, we gonna holler at y'all about doing something on 420. And he was like, yeah, we definitely want to do something on 420. Yeah, we definitely want to do something
cool
on 420.
As fuck.
And then about 10 days later, we started playing something for 420. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's because it's like minds over there.
Yeah, no, and shout out to the CNC Secret Show, but we collaborated with them
dope.
on that. And the one thing I love about them and Double Sin is that they move quickly. They put their mind to something and they go to it. So,
yeah, shout out to Monty. Monty's over there.
And Monty, exactly, especially Monty C. Benjamin. And so, especially when they showed me that flyer of this Pressure Fest, that Pressure Fest, it really got.
They showed it to you?
Oh yeah, they originally showed it to me, and I said, oh shit, here's another reason why I'm so proud to work with them because they're moving, they're making moves. And
and that's the thing, man. And we always been like this, trying to do events and hit people up and stuff like that. But like it's been like before it was like no response. Like you guys, Double Sin, Don't Say Alcohol, responsive. Y'all want to get stuff done. You want to sit down. You want to talk. You want to build. Let's do it. That's how the culture is built. And so it's just
that's how the bag's built.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Create some value to this shit.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, as long as they keep that mindset, they going to keep on going up. Everybody that got that mindset that's working right now is going to keep on going up. It's a whole new wave, a whole new roster of people taking over the city.
Yeah, I heard you mention
the bag.
DJ Hope on one night. Which night?
We saw. Yeah.
So DJ Hope is with us. So does that mean we're?
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, College Beats too. We're working on that. We got to fit it in.
Trevor's a little bit slow.
But is he officially booked though? Is he officially?
He's
He's officially booked for Saturday?
No, for Friday.
For Friday, DJ Hope. Okay.
Yeah,
because we saw him at the Cincy Secret Show, and I saw the Cincy Underground, but he said that he was with J-Do. College Beats, but tied it in with J-Do. It was like, so really it all makes sense. So it's like.
Well, and we'll bring our backdrop and stuff. And,
of course, and we want a lot of that.
Oski
of course,
stuff,
there should be like 5 to 10. I would like for more and more people.
Yeah.
to get involved because that's what it's
you
for.
guys
It's
are
a
gonna
fest,
have to
you know.
redo
So
the poster anyways because Squizit kicked rocks, right?
No, we already
Yeah.
redid the poster as far as Squizzy being up, but
no, but we have
we can just
modifications to
add-
make
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're
yeah,
already
yeah,
expecting.
yeah,
logo on
We're
when
gonna
we
give
need
it like
to.
another
Just get
week.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another week, and then we'll add a logo.
Give another week for people to show some
When you guys are doing it right, it's a good at least month or so before the event.
exactly.
Right?
That's what I was saying. And he's super on edge, and I'm like, wait, what you got to think of the grand scheme of things? Like,
No, I'm always on
you know,
edge.
it's good. It's good that we started. You know, we got the 30-day start. That was important.
Yeah.
That's what made it all make sense. That's why we were like, okay, let's put the bag on it so we can get the fucking money
and
bin.
I was talking to you about this, and I think that it's something important for us is relationships with venues. Right,
Yeah.
like talking to the Mock Beer, talking to Privilege, to figure out the logistics on that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we want to go over numbers and stuff, but unless
Phone
we
calls.
do, but
I'm gonna tell you how to do that.
you know, for those people out there that are interested to get into the industry,
Yeah, because
that's
First you
a
make
big.
phone
luckily
calls, and you
and do
make
and we
emails.
because we have a decent reputation.
But
Reputation.
they're asking how to do it.
Yeah, no,
Talking
I'm
about
saying
reputation.
we have a reputation, a decent reputation with most venues around because we've been through most of them over the years, and then also like we do a good job, you know, as far as whether it's our performance and our conduct, just where people are personable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But pretty much all it is a phone call right now. The trend for these venues is to, you know, get a promoter guy and set it all up through email, and they'll send you through all type of loops and stuff. And, you know, but some venues, some owners are more personable, more approachable, and you could get something going if you just open up your mouth, you know. But there is loopholes that people try to send you through, like, you know, send it through the email and check the schedule and, you know, whatever, like. But yeah, so phone calls.
What are the limitations? Like, what do they want you to bring to the table in order to even talk
Which
to you?
is a part of
you
the
know?
problem. Which is a problem. Is a problem that needs to be solved like immediately, so that everything could work out properly. But you know,
What was the question?
the question is like, what do the owners expect, you know? Okay, well, let's put it like this. Like some are more personable, you know, some are just got, you know, everybody got their own thing. Okay, like you can rent the place out. You can rent the place out, you know, pay a fee. It could be $1,000, it could be $2,000, it could be a few $100. It just depends, you know. You could rent it out and the floor is yours. It's your party, it's your night. You know what I mean? You're not included in the bar.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not
Are you not able to
included.
like negotiate for that?
You are, which is the, you know.
If you're bringing in,
It depends on what you're
juice,
trying to
yeah.
do because, you know, like if you have something, if you know you have something, then you gotta value your worth. You gotta know your worth.
If you're doing a nighttime event, you need the club for more than 4 hours. You have to rent it out.
You gotta know your worth. Like, you know, like if you got some capital and then also you have a drawing, like you have a strong plan, like, you know, if you guys wanted to do something and you wanted to have us a part of it, Mighty C. Benjamin Double Sin, Donuts and Alcohol, like, hold on now, like, you guys need us, so like let's get back to, you know, let's
and that's
get back.
what I'm saying. Like,
They need us. Like the owners need us. The venues need us. So that's what we have to get back to.
Sure.
Like that, because that's what we have to get back to. Because, you know, some places are more starving. They're trying to get a jump, so you could wiggle your way in like that. But, you know.
And do they expect to see like different promo, like, you know, photos or videos of previous events?
It depends on what you're doing. Like because you could be getting middleman. You could, you know, like I said, a venue owner, they're gonna have a top promoter guy, like a guy who does like the bookings, who does, you know, the events and stuff like that.
Do you guys have networks of people that are dedicated to doing that type of stuff? Because I know earlier on you guys got stuck with playing that role, but
no, we're still stuck playing that role.
Yeah.
Even more hands on now, like because like I said, like I was getting into, especially in Cincinnati, you're definitely more than likely could be getting middleman by the promoter. It's a different conversation between the owner and you, and then the promoter and you. It's a different conversation. Like a promoter could
that's
be
what
on
we're dealing with right now too.
Yeah, a promoter could, have his own situation set up with the owner. Yeah, unless you have a clear understanding, like the promoters just need to do good business is what they need to do.
If you're an artist that just wants to be a part of somebody's event, talk to a promoter.
Yeah.
If you want to throw your own event, talk to
the promoter is not who you want to talk to. You want to talk to the owner, the person. How can this be my night? How can I?
And the big thing is since we have the plug, and obviously we're talking more or less for the people out there.
Yeah.
In order if they want to start something on their own.
Yeah.
And obviously we're talking about specifically about
which we need more of
those.
those. We need people like that. We need bright-minded people like that. We need more people like that in the industry.
Because in a lot of situations, like if I, when I was younger, I didn't know, Prodigious, or I didn't know a Timeless. I didn't know
and it wasn't that
anywhere
many.
to go for that network. So there's a lot of kids out there that may want to be in the culture, but really don't know how to get into it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of uncomfortable with.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
One of those. I think that's real.
Yeah, like you could be talking to a promoter, or if a person isn't approaching you to like partner up on something, to do something 50-50, rather and that means 50-50 you're splitting the expenses, and 50-50 you're splitting the profits. You know what I mean? Like, then it's something fishy about it. You know what I mean? It's like promoters get paid. There could be a street team type promoter, like a more physical promoter.
Because I've seen
like
promoters take buses and go down.
Yeah,
and
they're doing the flyers.
People,
they're still doing the flyers. Yeah, we've done that too. That's a thing for Mount Adams. They got like school buses. We rented out. To like get people to the club because we're doing that whole middleman thing.
Yeah,
like
exactly. So what is your I don't want to say what is your cost, but what is your method with working with a company in order to provide that promotion for that event?
Well, like I said, you split it. If you wanted
it depends on what. Well,
if you want us to do if you want us to take flyers and run the streets and then use our social medias, it's gonna be 300 and up. Like, it depends on how big scale, how much work you want. But if you just want us to like post it here and there, like you want us to use our space, it's like $70 and up.
So that's when you have to approach. You gotta.
That's not the plug price, right? That's like the commercial price.
That's the commercial price.
Yeah, but before all of that, it just depends on what you want out of us.
Yeah.
Because you could be
guess what? We're not talking about ourselves, right?
I'm just saying this because it's gonna. I'm piggybacking off of what you're saying. Relax. Listen, I'm saying that when you're dealing with us, you're about to get both perspectives, the artist and promoter, because it's different when you're talking about booking the artist. You're booking the artist and you're paying for the artist to come perform. They're their entertainment. But also along with that, because you are paying them and maybe they don't have a name and they don't have like a obvious drawing power or something like that, you want to see promotion out of them. They should be participating in promoting. So therefore, that's included, and then also. And
you guys have all the logistics, like as far as like purchasing tickets and the flyer process. And
and there's different approaches to it. Like he said, it depends on what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like
versus like a lick versus somebody that you're actually trying to build with.
Yeah, because we could be throwing a free event, free cover, but
so if the commercial price is $300, what's the lick price?
Yeah. He threw out a number. Relax. I don't know why he just threw out a number. It just depends. It just depends because it just depends on what you want. It just depends on what you want. But yeah, we're looking. we're looking to do work.
Yeah,
We're looking to do work for everything that we're involved in. We're looking to do work. We're looking for to have a certain feng shui or a certain vibe. So therefore, yeah, like, you know, if the budget ain't allowing us for us to have $300, that we're probably gonna put the majority of that back into, like, you know, how we want to promote it. You know, sponsorships on our social media. You know, stuff like that, and going out, getting our own graphics printed up and put them in certain places, all of the different locations that we're associated with, the different brands that we're associated with that we're working on including. So therefore, all that has to be considered. Like, you have to have a budget for the event. So therefore, if there's not somebody who's booking us who already has a budget and just needs to book us as an artist to add to what they already have going on, you know, then we're probably going to be doing our own thing. And if we include anybody, everybody's going to there's going to be 4 or 5 overheads, so there could be an even split, 20% split 5 ways, or 25% split 4 ways. You know, 4 overheads, 4 brands, 4 people that can benefit off, you know, merch sales, that could benefit off the promo, that could benefit off the activity, just everything, you know. So, you know what I mean? Like, so it just depends on what we all want to do, how big we want to do this, or should we just do something like kind of more, you know, we could do a free event and sell drinks, or, you know what I mean, or a T-shirt for that event, and we all split the money that way, or, you know, it just depends on what you want to do.
And then, how would you guys say today is different than when you guys started doing all of this? Like, what are things that you notice? You know, the people, the artists, the
we
fans,
were young and dumb at
you know,
one point.
what have you noticed differently with the game today?
It's been a lot of different shifts since 2009 in this local industry. Now, currently, it really has a potential to bubble up. But right now, it's about everything that we're talking about, the specifics, like the mechanics of it all, like how business should be done. Like, everybody that's thinking about doing something, everybody who has something going on, a YouTube channel, a podcast, you know, a clothing brand or something like that, and you're wanting to do more, you wanting to get out there, but the avenues are kind of like, you know, bleak at the moment, you know, and like thereof. But right now, there is. So this is important that we talk about this.
And I think, like, another thing that I've noticed, that from a lot of these events, the majority of people that go there are in the industry themselves. You know, there's not a real core, you know, fan base, you know, at least in my opinion, right?
Yeah. That's like, always how it starts, though.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, has that always been the case where there's not just, like, pure lick fans
it's been like
around
the shows are 10+ rappers, and it's like the audience is all rappers and people that's a part of it, or something like that.
And that's where we think, you know, College Beats could play a role to bring in, you know, the more
bringing
college,
the consumers,
demographic,
bringing the fans, bringing the people
and
that's
make them feel more
show.
comfortable, because I think that's like the number
that's
one
all.
thing.
It's huge.
And there's been some turnouts. We've had good turnouts. You know,
depends where I think a lot of it depends on the environment you throw it at. You know,
since Good Company, we've had good turnouts.
Yeah.
It just depends on making the people comfortable. You know what I mean? You know, our events are usually diverse.
And I think bringing in different brands like, you know, you guys are the key to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
the artists, because, you know, you're the spokesperson, or you're rocking
I'm talking about these brands, because it's like the artists basically have a limited amount of fans, you know, versus the brands where it kind of like, you know, through that media, through that promo, it's bringing in different people from different, you know.
And we've gone through that. Like, that's why we've been trying to figure out that whole thing. Yeah. Is because
it's hard though, because one thing that I was talking to Keon from Vegas was about that nowadays with social media, you know, who wants to get ready for 2 hours and, you know, go out, take an Uber, you know, drink, put themselves at risk versus, you know, just watching the recap video. Yeah. You know, that kid, you know, I don't want to say kids these days.
Well,
but,
no, you're thinking about.
I'm talking about from a macro economic.
Yeah, you're thinking about. Yeah, no, like there's how old are you?
Hey, 23.
23? Yeah. You're not that old. You just sounded like an old person.
Hey, I'm an old soul.
You sounded like you're probably you sounded like around my age, because that's a thing. That's how I feel too. Like, coming into that.
I'm just being straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just this may not be in the podcast, but I'm just saying, like, that's my opinion.
It's just kind of the fact that everybody, you start to get to the point where, kind of going back to touching back to the artist standpoint and whatnot, having brands represent you and things like that, is that it's getting to the point where everybody has a SoundCloud, and I think it's helpful when there's things that are popping up that help represent kind of an energy level, you know, what to expect with that energy, no matter who artist, so people can feel more a part of something easier, because it's just like, if you expect, so for instance, if you have a college beats fest or whatnot, you can already just from that name kind of get a slight idea of what you can
what's
expect,
going on, yeah.
what you kind of expect. So maybe you haven't heard of the artist in the city, but so what? And
right.
so you know it's going to be a college style party. You're going to expect to see that kind of environment, and you know, obviously some good acts and whatnot.
Yeah, like, you know, and you're the platform, so you're the platform for people to get informed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's how you got to look at your role in the city. And it's, you know, those are the people that, you know, that's how we got to look at it. You know, we got to build you guys up. And it's really, the artist, it comes back to the artist because we have to be the one that's orchestrated. Like I always tell people this, like, especially in the city, you're not important unless somebody else says you're important. You're not cool unless somebody else says you're cool. You're not popping unless somebody else says you're popping. People like, this is the nature of things. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, even the industry, it's like a cosign is a big deal for artists. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's just the nature of the industry. Sometimes so that's why we got to tell people. So like, I literally, like, we've had like relationships not on paper, and it's just more so of a bond thing. Like, there's been multiple, like, clothing apparels or, like, you know, we've had relationships with a lot of different people.
Would you say there's more unity now than before?
Yeah.
Would you say you're seeing more people come together now than before?
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on, we all see it's definitely different. This wasn't happening, but that's.
And if you ain't,
we was just talking to somebody about it, and there wasn't. The thing about it was though, is back then when there was artists in Cincinnati, there weren't media outlets. This, like, Instagram wasn't a thing, Twitter wasn't a thing. Like, when Cincinnati at its time, you know, Showtime, like K Rally, Beat Game, when they're out, like, there's no Twitter, there's no Instagram, there's nothing to go viral on. You just had to, like, get some money and put it into the radio, and, like, that's what they was doing. So it's like, now we had to go through the phase of going through that and going through the phase of social media. When social media came, we were able to see who was all working, but there was a lot of cold shoulders, because everybody wanted their friend to get on, or nobody wanted to embrace the other person, because that's social media makes you jealous of people. It makes you envy shit. You don't know what's going on. They take a picture in a moment. They could just, something real good happen to them, but they might be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's happened, but now that we've grown as a city, it's a process, and now we've grown, people are starting to pop their head out and be like, hey, I actually want to help the culture. Hey, I actually want to embrace you. I actually want to do a song with you. I want to share your music. I want people to know you're dope, because you are. And I think it's gonna help it's gonna help my chances. It's gonna help our chances, because we are from here, and here has
we
so
all
much
have to
talent.
live here.
It needs to be a name where we all live.
We all have dreams and things we want to do.
Know?
Yeah, so let's stretch into that a little bit. You know, one of the questions I don't think I've even asked you guys, your vision. You know, what's that long-term vision? What's the moon? You know,
me and Phonz, we want to be able to travel the nation.
We want to break through in the industry as some, you know, whatever multitude. And then we want to break through.
We want to turn ourselves into a label, or we want to basically at least partner up with a label,
and play the role of, you know,
okay,
behind
so you
the
guys
scenes.
were open to getting behind a bigger business.
JB into the industry. Once we can bring it to
we want to help we want to bring the A&R in back. We want to bring the artist development back.
JB is like,
and help with that.
We basically
producing and
the
DJing
platform.
is what I want to do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, basically when we get to this point, Phonz wants to break off and get into producing and DJing and executive producing things. I'm going to continue rapping, but we definitely want to flip and put, you know what I'm saying, put the brand name behind JB. He's a young bull now. By the time we manifest this and mold it up, though, and once he gets to, we get to let that chain off, it'll be the vision is it'll be similar to how TDE did they thing.
Right. So
and
whatever
off the chain
success,
right when it was time.
So whatever success we get off of that approach, you know, could blossom into us being able to take other artists under our
So you're
under our
saying to
wings.
handle that for a bigger infrastructure.
Yeah, like they say, like it take like 10 to 15 years
And I
of
think with your
groundwork
guys'
for.
experience too, I mean that's solid. Where you know,
Yeah.
if
I mean,
you,
down
if
to
you
the
guys just got-
technicalities, if you
someone
wanna
just
talk about
dropped
that.
you guys off in a city and said, "Hey, figure this out," you guys could.
Yeah,
You know that if not saying we, but if someone were to give you the bag in order to
to
develop,
do that to with
you
the-
know, venues
yeah.
all over the place, you know, you guys could be the people to do
right.
that.
We would, we would like approach it, attack it, and conquer and
Mm-hmm.
infiltrate.
And obviously like the team has diminished over time, but like who is that core team? You know,
I mean,
as
it's
far
just
as the
us.
promo
Us
game.
and then our
It's just us. I mean, there's JB.
Our
Okay.
engineer,
There's JB.
PRJR played a big role in just like this
Yeah,
this project was we did like saying this
So
whole
kind of be
thing
like
was-
road managers, would you say?
we don't
Like-
have no
we
position.
have
We don't.
no-
We're
Yeah.
waiting. We're we're
managers.
waiting. There has to be a budget. Somebody,
Everything we do
there
is
has to be a
organic.
bag given to us for a purpose.
Yeah.
and then we could formulate
No, but I'm saying
that.
that's what you guys would
But-
turn into is road
Oh yeah,
managers.
no,
No,
No, but that's what
We
you
would
guys
hire
would be.
them.
You
though.
guys would be running around with artists,
we'd
getting
hire
them set
them.
up for shows.
No.
Oh wait,
we'd
oh, you
hire
guys are your
them.
own artists.
Yeah.
We're artists.
Oh,
We're our
so-
own artists
okay.
and own our
We're
own.
artists, but
Okay.
we got tired of people not either calling us,
Okay.
or calling us and putting us in events
All
that
right,
didn't
all right,
make
I'm
sense. So
seeing it
we
now.
started throwing our own events because that's what it takes. If somebody's not doing it right,
Sure.
do it yourself.
Booking
we
the other
throw-
artists that we
any
feel like
event
would
that
fit
we've
the
ever
mold.
thrown, we put the money up for it. We went and did through it. If we made a profit, we took a loss. It was we did it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, and we don't have a manager. We don't have a road
Yeah,
manager.
and maybe
We're-
at times we
it'd be
place
nice to
we
have one.
delegated,
know.
managerial stuff to a person, but there's no designated, manager or nothing yet. You know what I mean? We're just
It's timing, man. Because I feel
timing
like
is
it's
everything,
Like this.
and I'm.
Manager started looking at us after we started really putting our hands on stuff, and we put this project out. And you looking at it like, you don't have to come in here and baby us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pussyfoot with us and saying, oh, come on, let's do this, and I gotta make sure you're doing it. Man, we gonna be on it. Will you be on it? Will you be ready when I call you? Like, yo, this is an opportunity. What you feel about this? Look this up. Make this phone call for me. I'll make this phone call. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, did you do that? How that looking over there? Okay, I need to figure this out, and I don't have time to figure it out because I gotta go do this photo shoot and go to the studio. Can you figure this out for me real quick? Boom, boom, boom. Like, that's what it goes. Then we make a power move. If you got your hands in it, you get a percentage. Like, that's the move. But like, you gotta really have your hands in it. You gotta understand, like,
We
you
gotta
can't
share
come
the
in here-
responsibility
you can't come in
when
here and be like, oh, I
before we
want,
share the profit.
you're gonna have to pay me all this money and do that. Dog, like, we just need somebody to be working the right side while we working the left. We work the left by ourselves pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta work that right
get
side.
people in there and then
Yeah.
have the other side, the production side, to be able to get a good look on it.
Mm-hmm.
So for this particular event, you guys had JB perform on his own day, then you guys both took.
And Jamie Shea is
Jamie
headlining.
Shea is headline. Shout out to Jamie Shea, 60,000 streams on Spotify.
Like I said, it's about a unity movement, And, that's the homegirl, and she did have a great rollout for her project. It all made sense. You know what I mean? And
She was at that show.
and then also with JB,
Yeah,
JB's
no.
bracking too. He dropped Yellow Brick Road, and he does consistently perform, and he's on SoundCloud. He's a part of that generation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Y'all Know just put an album out called The Album, and it's a whole different vibe, man. He's a triple threat producer, and he really started getting his career going as far as being an artist, and I felt like because you got to commend somebody who works that hard, still producing for half the city, recording half the city at Prodigious, and this man put out a full length album. So I feel like somebody got to highlight that. So I definitely thought he got the respect for opening up. I mean, for headlining as well with JB.
And then we got our fellow comrades, like DA and Oski Isaiah.
Big shout out to us.
So they like I said, that's our fellow comrades. So and they're all relevant and they're all working. They all and then Luna Bruja and Princess Tiana also just added flavor. It may be some other acts, but that's the basis of it. We put this out 30 days in advance. You know what I mean? Give people you know, the gist of, you know, what's going on, go ahead and mark your schedule. You know, April 20th to April 21st, 420 weekend is Pressure Fest.
We're doing it our way.
You know.
We're doing it our way, man. I mean, you know, hey, man, we're doing it our way, man. And that's the thing, though. That's the thing about us. We always going to be young. We always going to be official. And we always going to take risks, man. Because somebody got to do it, yo. Like, because, why we ain't never had nothing like this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
why we just can't get more of it?
Why we always gotta go to bars and perform? You know what I'm saying? 10 o'clock to 2. Why somebody don't want us to get everybody there during the day? Let's do something different.
Yeah,
let's
you
make
know,
it
people
want to
start drinking before 12.
About it, man. Like we don't gotta go in there and blaze up 100 joints to be festive on 420. If you a smoker, come out and kick it with your smoker friends. Hey, so what is y'all's end goal? What kind of platform do y'all want to be? What's College Beats' big goal?
All right, well, so I don't get asked. This is the first time I'm going to answer this on a podcast, but basically, College Beats originally started when I was a sophomore in college. I went to Ohio State, and I was a big fan of music, but I didn't know how to find it very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a roommate named Ryan. He's the other partner here for College Beats, and he knew where to find all the best music. I always heard him bumping the best music in his room, so I decided to ask him about that and start, digging into him about it. He was very, very passionate about finding new music and whatnot, which was great. I mean, his primarily source was SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So we decided to get together and just start pushing music, all the best new music over SoundCloud, so people could benefit and people could consistently find the best new music, as well as kind of we would post news that's going on with like college day-to-day drinking, Friday, Monday kind of like scenarios.
Yeah.
But that started in 2014, and now we're in 2018, so that was 4 years ago. So it changed a lot during that period. So nowadays it's really focused on becoming like a complex music, but more hip hop focused.
Dope.
So not pop and all that other stuff. So we have a website that's on the way and whatnot, but. Another piece that's come big into what we've been doing is the DJs.
Yeah.
Really honed in on that DJ side, because just like you, we kind of realized, like playing certain roles, talking to different people, what we needed to provide in order to be a more important role.
A playmaker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
A playmaker, a tastemaker, and a gatekeeper.
Yeah, and so instead of just being an outlet to share music and whatnot, we wanted something that could physically touch. What I realized what was most important as soon as I graduated college was I graduated from UC, shout out UC, was that what you can touch the city with physically is the most important thing that you can do.
Yeah.
So when I started to, get the DJs, then I was able to provide the audio and everything with the venues and whatnot. We weren't just a brand name, we were also the DJs together. And I also believe the DJ is a powerful person because they're the one who's really creating that energy. So if you stand behind the right DJs, shout out DJ Hope, then they're gonna, you won't even have to tell them what to do. They're gonna be able to just.
They're gonna be on it. Yeah,
they're gonna be on it. And they're gonna know the energy, and those people deserve to have the spotlight brought on them.
And then you just play your role.
Yeah, and then so College Beats long term now, fast forward now, is really being. I would love to have College Beats DJs across the entire nation.
Yeah.
Hosting every single frat house party and whatnot. As well as helping local artists and stand up for certain things, like people who deserve to have, their name. People who are really putting that pressure on the game and whatnot.
And you gotta put that pressure on them, man. You feel me? Now that's live.
Like minds think alike.
Yeah, and we like the pressure side of things because it's like Rolling Loud Fest, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That what we've been trying. That's the same kind of vein that.
It's like the double
that we've
triple
been looking.
entendre fest.
That's exactly what we've been looking for. Kind of like a reference to. The
it has
culture.
that 420, the 420 culture, plus
And then a recent something recently we were like diving after and really feeling like that's something that it's attainable for us as an online radio station.
Yeah.
Like an Apple Music or something like
that.
Right. So hopefully empowered by these events that we're doing and more that we're doing for the city, we can have more to show them. So
because it's all about
we gotta get them looks.
The city too.
Unless it takes cash or something, we'll put up whatever we got in order to get out there. But
we're on the same,
because that would be really cool if we could put out that music, because then we'll be able to have the power to push the music that just reaches a certain vibe, so it doesn't matter who the artist is.
So are you looking to radio or
online radio? Yeah, so like today we had
satellite radio maybe.
why I like Apple Music Radio type stuff is just because it's streamable,
like the
over anything.
podcast on like
Everyone's
iTunes and
using their
stuff.
cell phone. Like I love normal radio and things like that, but
Me
I do
too.
think there's a huge
online market.
Yeah,
There is like a YouTube channel too. Like it's just all that stuff.
Yeah, so lately I've been kind of trying to talk to different people who I think would be like a personnel or something like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
personally, I don't like that's not my role. So like I play the role of like decision maker and
Bag maker.
social
Every day
social
we do.
media poster. Like I make all the social media posts, kind of direction with Ryan.
Trevor's
of course.
the bag maker.
Yeah, the director, the
The
director.
director of bags.
Yeah, call me
Trev.
Trev. Call me Trev.
Trev.
But yeah, so
DJ
for that
Trev.
Is really what I'd like to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Just being able to stand
Two
up to that party
bags.
atmosphere and the whole
Just call me
college vibe and
two
whatnot, 'cause,
bags.
Like, those 5 long years of my life that I really like experienced that feeling of being in college and really used music to influence me the entire way. So,
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, this whole thing has been big, and then I also have other dreams and things to attain. Like I'd like to have fundraisers for like since college.
Yeah.
A lot of kids. I want more kids to go to college.
That's great. I'm so glad you said that
So, like,
because
since
we're
I'm
looking for people to be a part of, because we want to do that too. We want to do a separate thing, as far as like a nonprofit, like like all of our stuff will be nonprofit. Like that'll be like it'll always be something. Whether we're giving a part of the proceeds to a whatever charity of our or like we had an idea for a video shoot and also just like a party, a give back, like just giving out hot dogs, hamburgers, popsicles, and have entertainment for the kids, so people can bring their people can bring their kids and stuff. And then it could be like barbecues and stuff like that. We're known for that. I gets down on the grill. You guys will be invited. We kicks back.
Yeah, because this is really our first summer in the scene.
Yeah.
And this it's gonna be it. This is it. This is it. This is a good time for all of us.
2018, big moves.
2K18, Cincinnati. The culture.
That pressure.
That pressure.